Brian, well, we talked about how quickly the markets bounced back this week from the fears on Monday, but regardless of that and the initial dip, it seems the economic reopening pace, when you hear from these airlines, you hear from hotel operators, hasn't even flinched.
Here's the thing that I'm going to say that like 99% of the people won't say. And the reason they won't say it is because it's unpopular politically, and it's an ugly subject. But we learned this in 2020. And what we learned was that for most publicly traded companies, not all but most, there is a socioeconomic difference between their best customers being hesitant to spend or hurt versus customers in a lower income bracket who you need a lot more of them to add up for it to make a big shift or a big difference. Put Walmart and Target aside. They're both a different story. So why that's important is when you saw Apple products flying off the shelves and you saw demand for Amazon Web Services flying off the digital shelves, that's because their customers were not losing their jobs. Their customers, fortunately for the customers, weren't working as bartenders and waiters. They were business owners and doctors and lawyers and professionals. So, Wilf, the answer to that riddle, why all of a sudden is this Delta variant turning out to be extremely contagious and scary, but none of these stocks are acting like it's a huge problem? The reason is because the kind of people who are going to spend money at a Marriott or a JW Marriott resort or whatever, they're vaccinated. And the places, the clusters of the country that are having these really bad outbreaks, quite frankly, are not the consumers that many of these companies are relying on to buy a first-class plane ticket, for example. So that's what's going on. I don't think it's a good thing. I hope more people get vaccinated and we don't have these clusters. But the stock market is not sentimental. It doesn't care about that distinction. It just says, okay, most of the customers are not going to be affected, therefore travel should be fine, and I want to stick with these stocks. And that's what I think we're seeing here, and it's sad but true.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.